F1 hobby fans. So the flagship collection seems to be really popular this year, not just because it's a much cheaper price point than the Chrome series, but there's a whole suite of parallels like this, the one of 75s, the one of 50s, the one of 25s to collect. But the big chase are these really cool relic cards where you've got a little patch from each driver's outfit on there. What isn't as common that people are identifying or chasing are the image variations, and they're going for a lot in the resale market. But if it's your personal collection, then there's 10 out there to chase in total, and this video is going through each one of those 10 image variations to keep an eye out for. So the first image variation is card number 2. The base card is a Max Verstappen on the left, and the image variation is also a Max Verstappen. It's numbered exactly the same, but you'll see that the rare image variation, which we don't have a print run on yet, but they're not common. They seem to be case hits at best, I'd say, at the moment. It's him holding his native Dutch flag. The second image variation to look out for is this, card number 3. The base card is a Max Verstappen, which is on the left, and the IV is a Pierre Gasly, which you can see out there on the right. If you've got that in your collection, don't bundle it into the base collection. It's an IV and it's fairly rare. Image variation number 3 is card number 5, Lewis Hamilton. The image variation of this card on the right is also a Lewis Hamilton. It's the same image variation you'll see in the Chrome series, I believe, and it's a highly sought after IV that lots of collectors are chasing, and there's a good resale market for this card. Next IV that's out there is card number 7. The base is this Lewis Hamilton, but the image variation to keep an eye out for is a Seb Vettel card that you'll see on the right. The next card out there to keep an eye out for is number 10. The base is a Seb Vettel card, and you'll see the image variation is an on-track photo of Fernando Alonso followed by Mercedes. Next up is a Checo Perez image variation. So the base card of this is number 16, Fernando Alonso, but the IV is Sergio Perez holding up his national Mexican flag. Next up is card number 19. The base card of this is a George Russell, but the IV is Charles Leclerc parked up at a number 2 spot. Next up is card number 22. Sergio Perez is the base card, but the IV is a Carlos Sainz. That's one to watch out for, which is pretty popular. I'd say this one is the IV that I've probably seen the most amount of hits out there for. I've got this one in my personal collection, but I would say it's probably the least rare of these IVs. But who knows? Like, a lot of these IVs are not even being noticed, and very few of them are hitting the after sale market. Card number 28 is next. The base is a Charles Leclerc. The IV is there on the right. It's the Daniel Ricciardo, parked up in a number 1 spot. So that's a good one to keep an eye out for. Last up, we got card number 31. It's the 10th image variation in the collection. The base card is this Carlos Sainz on-track card, but the image variation is an Esteban Ocon. Really good one to keep an eye out for. All the IVs, I'd say, are selling for more than the base relics. The numbered limited parallels of the relics are definitely worth a little bit more, but these IVs, there's a lot of people trying to build their collections of all the IVs that are in all of the 2022 series. So definitely worth flicking through those base cards if you've not noticed any of these IVs before, and see if you got one. Happy hobby hunting.